Who's the man at the end here? Still in Dubrovnik, and I just found about meet Tomislav.
Hi there.
How are you? Let's spin around.
I'm cool.
We'll spin around this way. You come spin around this way as well, so we get nice daylight on you. That's nicer. How's your week been? How's your week been? How was the week?
Yeah, the week was great.
Yeah?
Because I met a lot of great people.
Yeah?
Fabulous people. Got great contacts. People love the work. Did a little bit of bribing. Everybody got a badge or something to wear it around.
Well, that's how I found out about you. I didn't know there was, I had no idea there was a gallery space. I saw something in the program, but I didn't know where, and someone said it's across from the hotel, but I couldn't find it. And it wasn't until last night, backstage, all of a sudden I saw people wearing it. I'm like, hang on a minute, where are they from? So that's when I found out about you. You're self-taught.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about the pieces you make.
Well, it's a lot of recycled electronics and bits and pieces. People would just bring me their old electrical appliances and stuff they got at home. Old cell phones, typewriters, cameras, anything they got that's not working anymore. Like some kind of philosophy is use what people don't use and tear it apart. When I find the pieces inside, I just play with them. You know, you see a piece and say like, hey, this looks like a leg, then it becomes a leg, and that's it.
Nice. And this is the first time I mean, I'm assuming you've done this for quite a few years?
Yeah, for like 6 years I've done the sculpture,
yeah.
And with the influence from my girl, I've started doing the jewelry now.
So, and where did you get the idea to use the resin?
Well, I started to do the micro sculptures, but they were all falling apart. Because any kind of glue you put, they just fall apart if you just move it somewhere or do anything. So I saw the resin and I started playing with it. It turned out pretty good.
Yeah, no. Do you, you know, when you mix the few droplets of the hardener, and then you usually got about, depending on how much hardener you use, like 10 to 20 minutes before it really goes hard. Because some of them, they have the shape like the lightning bolt. Do you cut that after, or like in the state just before it starts going hard? It's still sort of a little bit rubbery.
Actually, I started playing with it.
Yeah.
And there's many kinds of the resin. I found one that it takes like 10 or 12 hours to harden. So I use molds. So first I do the positives in alabaster. I take the silicone rubber, take great molds. You know, we can make thousands of pieces out of the same mold.
Mold, yeah.
So, and that's about it. I put it in. I have to work a bit more when you get it out. So it's polishing and stuff like that. It sounds easy at first, but it's not so easy.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I noticed too, having seen people use this technique before, but then because you have to mix the hardener with the resin, and in mixing it, you end up getting air bubbles, really tiny little bubbles,
yeah,
and then if it's in the wrong position, it kind of ruins the artwork.
Yeah, and at the first I got a lot of bubbles. I didn't know what to do with it. Now I got a great technique not to get any bubbles.
Oh, good.
Yeah, if you do it something in a lot of time, you find the tricks. Find the tricks.
Trial and error.
Yeah, just try stuff like this, like that. First they told me put it on the vibrator, it'll go off. It did go off a bit, but not quite. So you gotta be really, really careful when mixing it. So mix it very carefully. And at the end you put it in a syringe, you put it into the mold with a syringe very carefully again.
Slowly.
And when you get it in, if you get some stuff that has got like pockets inside, the air stays there and it goes out after 10 or 15 minutes, then you get the air out.
And you're a Croatian living in Zagreb?
Yeah, I'm a Croatian living in Zagreb.
So how do you feel of the first ever Dubrovnik Fashion Week with the spin-off of the few exhibitions?
Oh,
how do you feel about the whole?
I feel great because I met a lot of people. It was all confused. It was the first one. It was the first one for the organizers. We had to help them a lot. But at the end, we all became a lot of friends. Sorry for that. I just threw that off.